What's up, math scholars? Who's ready to do 7.4 to 7.5 study guide? Who's excited for spring break coming up? Yay!
Alright, I guess it's time to do problem 1. I mean, it does make sense to start with the first problem. I mean, why would you start on the second one? Anyhow, how do you do this? But let's see. So we know that a of 1 is 4, and we know that a of n equals 3 times the previous term. So for the first term, oh, we already know that the first term is 4. It's given to us. Oh, well, that's pink. Okay, you know what? What the heck is that calibration? You know what? I'm recalibrating this thing.
Okay, let's...
Alright, so I recalibrated this thing, so hopefully it'll work a little bit better. So we need to find the first 5. So, it's given to us that the first term is 4. Oh, that calibration is so much better. Alright. Now, we know that every term following that is going to be 3 times the previous. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. 36 times 3, let me do this in my head. Let's see, 6 times 3 is 18. 30 times 3 is 90, so it's going to be 108. And that last one I'm probably... No, I don't need a calculator. It's going to be 3... What's that? 324? So that should be your answer. Those are the first 5 terms of the sequence.
Perfect. Alright, so for the second one, I'm just going to type in -1, enter to start the sequence, and then multiply it by 2, plus 5, enter. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's the first 5. Perfect. And I'm just going to write the answers on here for, like, we're going to save this on the internet at the end. So -1. Thanks. 2759. Did I miss anybody? Hello, my next volunteer is too quiet to do talking, so he's just going to do writing. I'll do the talking. What is the first term, young volunteer? Write it on the board. Very good. What is the second term, young volunteer? Very good. Now, to get the next one, he's going to take 2 times the previous term, so he's going to do 2 times -1. Then he's going to add on the term before that, which is the -3, and he gets -5, because it's -2 plus -3. Now he'll do 2 times the previous term, so 2 times -5. Then he'll add on -1. I agree. And now he'll do 2 times -11, and he'll add on -5. I agree. Good job. Hello, everyone. We decided to actually show the work rather than just do the work, verbally, so you can really look closely at how we're putting in the previous term and then we're putting in the term before that each time. So take a peek at this work.
Alright, so for this problem, when we look at r, we can see that it is it's more than 1. So there can't be any sum, so just be none.
Circle the r value because kids might not know.
And this is the r value.
Thank you, Natalie. So what she basically meant is if the absolute value of r is not less than 1, then there's no sum. It has to be less than 1. Since it's greater, I don't know how I want to say this. Basically, since the absolute value of r is greater than 1, that's why there's no sum. It must be less than 1 for it to have an infinite sum. All right, I wrote this out a little better. The r value must be less than 1 for there to be an infinite sum. All right, hello, Mrs. Harp is the guest speaker on the next one because there's a little bit of a problem. So I was looking at it, and I typed it out not how I really wanted it to be typed out. I messed something up, so I'm going to kind of sort of fix it. It's going to be one of those problems where one of the terms is not like the others. I added one more term on so you can kind of see the pattern from what you found in your paper. So what term is not like the others? The 6. What we have going on here is an infinite sum with an r value of 2/3. Everybody agree with that? So what we can do is we can do our infinite sum formula with the r value of 2/3 and an a1 value of 12/18. Then at the very, very end, we can just tack on that 6. We did one like that the day we did this lesson, the Q&A at least. So the shortcut 6 is the one I'm using. A1 goes on top, and 1 minus r goes on bottom. I'll jot down shortcut 6 over here for the kids at home. A1's on top, 1 minus r is on bottom. Shortcut 6? Oh yeah, shortcut number 6. Shortcut number 6 is the only new shortcut. from these 2 lessons.
Yeah, it's gonna help.
The first 5 were the other lessons. All right, well, let me get my calculator then. We've got 12 over 18 on the top, divided by 1 minus 2/3 on the bottom. And that ends up being 2. And so I'll just do 6 plus 2 and get 8.
Oh. Guess what? It's me again. Alright, we're gonna do this one now. I guess we'll start with, okay, so we know that A1 right here. That's the 4 over 3. Which is, this guy right here. So, and then the R is 1 over 3. Because, this guy right here. It's an infinite sum. So it's going to be shortcut 6, like last time we did this one. So it's going to be shortcut 6 again. So it's going to be A of 1 over 1 minus R. So we plug in the numbers and we get 4 over 3 over 1 minus 1 over 3. Which, okay, so that's going to be 4 over 3, 2 over 3, which is just 2. That's the answer.
All right, we're on a fun little word problem. There is one like this tomorrow. In a financial deal, you're promised $550 the first day. So I called that day 1. What? Oh, I said it wrong. Okay, 500. Each day after that, you'll receive 45% of the previous day's amount. That's like your constant multiplier. So each day, you'll just multiply by 0.45. No, you're going to receive. So you're losing 55% because you're receiving 45%. When the salary drops below $1, you stop getting paid. So I thought, when I was doing this, I thought in my head the best way would probably be to make a table and put my formula in geometric form. So this is a formula in geometric form. I'm doing n minus 1 because that way the first day could end up putting a 1 here and having a salary of 500. So this is how I did it. That way I could just scroll down and find out when it drops below $1, you're going to stop getting paid. So this way I can see what day I stop getting paid. Alright, got it typed in, okay? So when I look at my table...
I would have put having 500 in this 0 day, but...
just because you're promised 500 the first day, so day 2 will be less than that.
Alright, so this is 500 the first day.
Yeah. So day 2 is less than that, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. It looks like we're going to stop getting paid on day 9. So day 9 is the day we're going to stop getting paid. When the salary drops below $1, you're going to stop getting paid. What is the first day you would receive no payment? So that'd be day 9. And then what is your total income? I guess we would need to just find the sum of all our income from day 1 to 8, because we don't get paid on day 9, right? Could we use a shortcut to help us on this? Hey, I think it's probably time for us just to use a special button. I've kind of not used it with you in class yet.
Yeah, it's
a lot of you know about the button because I talked about it in the 7-4 Ed puzzle. So it's math summation. So it's math 0 on my calculator. It might be something different on your calculator. Ooh, why didn't it come up? Did I not hit it right?
No, you just forgot to exit out of the
Enter.
menu.
Wait, how'd you get
Okay.
there?
Math. You must not watch your Ed puzzles.
I did.
Yes,
No, I don't.
Math. Up, up, up until you find the button called summation.
Or just
I talked about it in the 7.4 Ed puzzle, but you might have been snoozing through it.
No, I remember.
Now the key is to put the exponent in the group. You don't want it on the outside of the group; it'll be outside the summation.
You can also do math 0.
So I think I'm going to be getting $900. I messed up on my computer. $907.56. Go ahead.
Guess what? It's me again, because I'm the only active volunteer in this class. All right. Let's see, marching band currently has 200 members, and this is 20% of members each year to graduation, but it's 50 new freshmen coming in.
So I am going to ask
Okay.
that you write the recursive sequence. Okay?
All right, so it is a recursive sequence.
Yeah.
So let's see. So we start with 200. Should I put 200 as A1 or
I would
A2?
do A1.
A1?
That's how much they have year 1 of the band.
Okay,
But
so
year 2, the loss and gain has played.
A1 equals 200. And so A of n equals 0.5 8 times a to the n minus 1 plus 50.
Good.
And then...
Do you want to use my big calculator to get your 3?
No, I'm doing this in my head.
Oh, okay. I just thought we could show the kids at home how.
We could, but I don't want to. I don't mean. Okay. So we need to find
A2 and A3.
A3.
But we have to find A2 to get to A3.
Right, but we need to get to A3. So in order to get to A3, we need to get to A2. So that's going to be 0.8 times 200. Oh, that's going to be, what is that? 160. Plus 50 is going to be 210.
Good.
It's increasing.
Just
Okay.
drop that 210 down. So
Alright.
write down A2 equals 210. So the kids at home.
Over here. Okay, so I just did A2. A2 equals 210. If you want to know how I did that, it's 8, 1, which I'll just put 2. No, okay. There, okay, yeah, genius.
You just have to lay the erase all flat. There you go.
There we go. Right, so 0.8 times a of 1, which was 200, plus 50. And 0.8 times 200 was 160, plus 50 is 210.
Perfect.
Now to get a of 3, we take 0.8 times 210, also plus 50, which is gonna be 160, what is that, 168? Yeah. So a of 3 is gonna be 168 plus 50, which is gonna be a of 3 equals, what is that gonna be, 218, which is our final answer.
Okay, so the phone call was basically, do we want to count A0 as the first term or not? And we decided, yes, we'll count A0 as the first term. So 6 will be our first term, and we need 3 more then. So what would the next one be? The next one would be A1. We would take 2 times the previous, and then we would add on the n value. Do you remember from yesterday? It was in the warm-up, how to do an n value? An n value is whatever term you're on. If you're on term 1, the n value is 1. If you're on term 2, the n value is 2. So it'll be always changing. So I think that's, what did you get, 13? Did everybody get 13 on that one? Alright, so to do my next term then, I would take 2 times the previous term, but at this time I'm going to add on 2, because I'm on the second term. So what is that, 28? Everybody get 28? What? Perfect. And then to get the third term, we're going to take 2 times the previous, but then add on 3 this time.
So 28, that's going to be, what is that, 56 plus 3 is going to be 59.
Yeah, I agree. We'll go with that for our first 4. Alright, so if you remember what an S3 is, it's the sum of the first 3. We're going to call these guys our first 3, okay? They'll be a little bit more clear on...
No, but it's just sum of 3, and so it means sum of a of 3, right?
Yeah, I went and I talked to Mrs. Cochran about that yesterday because I'm like, ooh, do you think we should do A1, A2, and A3 or just the first 3? And she thinks just the first 3, but it would be more clear for sure if it was actually on the quiz. They won't be unclear on which ones. Just the first 3.
We can do that.
Yeah.
How is it a solve?
All right, we're trying to get other volunteers to come up, but they're all being really blobby fishy and not scholarly today. 4, 10, 16, 22, 28. Is this arithmetic or geometric or neither? If it's arithmetic, it's going to be a piece of cake to write it recursively. So all you have to do is say that A1 is 4, and then all you have to do is say to refer back to the previous term and add 6 on, right? Do we think this is arithmetic, geometric, or neither?
That's neither.
Yeah, neither. Those are the tricky ones. Those are ones you really got to sometimes think outside the box a little bit. Do you guys think you know what's happening on this? I think I know.
I think kind of. So actually, the 3 is an outlier. 3 is an outlier.
So what's going on in this one, Corbin?
So the 3 is an outlier.
No. Yes. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to kickstart the process by initializing what the first 2 are. Because in my formula, I'm going to refer back 2 terms. So we have to take the term 2 terms ago and find the product with the term 1 term ago. Just like that. So just to explain that kind of more, this 12 is the product of 3 times 4. This 48 is the product of 4 and 12. Is part, or number 8, arithmetic, geometric, or neither? Geometric, very good. What are they multiplying by each time? So this will be so easy to write recursively. You'll initialize your first term, and then you'll tell them that you'll refer back one term and multiply by 3 every time. All right, this is just testing your knowledge on if you know what geometric means. Geometric means you're multiplying by a constant amount.
No, it's adding 4.
Yeah, this is called arithmetic because they're adding a constant 4, not geometric. So go false on that. All right, let's just get board buddies up here because nobody wants to volunteer otherwise. Hello, people in the video. I'm just starting this to do iterates. You have to take the initial value and just plug it in for x. That'll give you the first iterate. Now, this x0 does not count as the first iterate. So if the instructions tomorrow are find the first 3 iterates, they're talking about these guys, okay? For sure. Never count x0 as your first iterate. And then for the third one, -2 times the 9 minus 1. So -18 minus 9. I also got -19. Okay, so those are your first 3. All right, my board buddies just finished up this one. We got our first 3 iterates. You can take a peek at our work. Just putting the answer in to get the next answer. A pendulum is released to swing freely, travels 30 inches in the first swing. That's going to be like our A1. This is a good one for Natalie. On each successive swing, the pendulum travels 75% as far as the previous swing. Do you think it's going to be a 0.75 or 0.25 that we're going to want to use? You're right. So our 0.75 is going to be our constant multiplier. It's going to keep on swinging. If you've ever seen pendulums, it's going to keep on swinging until it stops. So that's going to be an infinite sum. So we're going to want to go from term 1 to infinity, with our A1 being 30 and our R being 0.75. So is there a shortcut I can use since this is an infinite sum? Shortcut 6. A1 goes on top, 1 minus R goes on top. And I did not type this one in yet. I need my calculator. Yeah, infinite sum shortcut. 30 over parentheses 1 minus 0.75. I got 120 and that'd be infinite. Okay. Oh, did I mess up? Good? Alright, we got Dylan straightened away. Thank you for watching the video today. We got done in less than 20 minutes. That was a good accomplishment. And thanks to all my guest speakers. That was fun having people guest speak on the video. Have a good one.